All right, we are live. What's going on, T-shirt millionaires? I'm Charles Smith III, the host of the T-shirt millionaires live show. And today I would like to talk to you about how to collect email addresses on your Shopify store. This is something that is extremely important, right? And not only email addresses, but these days, phone numbers. When we see the traffic that comes to our store, we have to understand that, a lot of the times if we're running paid advertising, if we're using influencers, if it's even organic, when we have people come to our store, we call that traffic that we don't own. We have no control over that traffic. We usually have to pay for it. But after that traffic comes to our store, after those people visit our website, if they leave, we have to ask ourselves, do we have means to be able to get back in front of those specific people? All right, what's going on, family? What's going on? What's going on? So, do we have means to get back in front of those people? If we don't have means to get back in front of them, then we're going to consistently have to pay. We can never do things to have it in our control. So when we have a sale or we want to do a drop or anything like that, to say, hey, I have something going on. You've been visit us. You're interested in our brand. Come back. So that's why it's extremely important. We want to turn traffic that we don't own into traffic that we do own. Email list, text message list, everything that goes into that. So one thing that I want to mention before we even move forward, I want to share a stat with you real quick. I just went on Google and I found this specific stat. I just typed in Shopify conversion rates for 2022. You could probably get this number from several different places, but if you come down here, what you're going to see is there's a 1.8% conversion rate. It says Little Data surveyed 3,885 Shopify stores in February 2022 and found the average conversion rate for Shopify was 1.8%. So let's break that down. What exactly does that mean? Mr. D Woods, what's going on, family? Many blessings. Charlene, many blessings, many blessings. So with that being said, what does that mean? That means that if we have 100 people that come to our Shopify store, then basically at that point in time, let's just average it up. Let's round up and let's say two out of 100 people would buy from us. The rest of the 98 would end up leaving, right? So when you look at that, you have to say and think to yourself, what about that 98%? Why didn't they stay? Why didn't they stick around, right? What are the reasons why they didn't buy? Were they just not interested in my brand? Well, it could be possible that maybe they're not interested, right? It could be maybe you need some work done on your brand. Maybe you need some work done on your website. It doesn't have trust factors. There's several different reasons, but let's say you had all of that in place, right? And they did like your brand. At that point in time, maybe it's a situation to where they didn't have the money at that time to buy. Maybe they were just on a roll and they were at a friend's house and they were about to go out, and so they ended up leaving. Maybe they were at work and they were just looking on their lunch break and then they had to get back to work, right? There's several different reasons why they may not have purchased. So what we have to do is always figure out, how can I get back in front of these people? And so that's why today I'm talking about, how do we generate leads? Now, you could do this several different ways. If we go down to just like digital marketing 101, what we do is we call this a lead magnet. All right. And so basically, a lead magnet is, how can we generate leads? How can we attract, just like a magnet, how can we attract people to generate leads? And usually when we do that, what we're doing is we are offering something of value in exchange for an email address, in exchange for a prospect or a customer's information. So that could come in several different ways. That can come in the form of a discount. That could come in the form of a special deal. That could come in the form of a giveaway. That can come in the form of an opportunity to be maybe like a representative or influencer, for the specific brand. That could be in the form of several different ways, right? But what we always have to do first is say, instead of me just trying to extract email addresses, how can I give something of value that they want in exchange for that email address? Now, let me go ahead and talk to you about one of my favorite tools on Shopify that I like to use. All right. Now, one of the tools that I like to use to be able to generate leads is Willio. I think Willio is really cool because it allows you to gamify the lead generation process. Now, I'm not going to go into how to set up Willio. That's a whole, other conversation about how to set it up and how to optimize it. But what I will say is when Willio pops up, what happens is it's this little spinning wheel that's on your website. And then what somebody does is it pops up, they see that they can win 25% off, 75% off, $5 off, free shipping, free shirt. Like you can customize the slices on the wheel. It's almost like a wheel of fortune. You can customize that to your liking, right? And so basically what happens is somebody enters in their email address, they click the button, and then the wheel starts to spin. And then once the wheel finishes spinning, it's going to land on one of those slices. And based off of the slice, they're going to get a specific coupon code or a discount code. And then they'll be able to move forward with the purchasing process. And one of the things that I really like about Willio as well is that it also has like scarcity or urgency built into it. So that's one of the factors that get people to buy too is, hey, if you get a discount code, it's not so much like I'm giving it to you and it's just like, oh, you could go ahead and use it whenever. You have the ability on Willio to be able to set it up in a way to where that discount code can expire in a specific period of time if they don't use it. So that usually pushes people through to go ahead and use the discount as well. Now, what I wanted to do is come over here and share my screen real fast and just give you an idea of how Willio has worked for me, right? And so with that being said, if you look at this, right, over the past 30 days, right, I haven't driven a ton of traffic, but it's been displayed 632 times. I have collected 59 emails, and then it has a 9% conversion rate. But when we come up here and we look at my all-time performance, I have shown the wheel. It's been shown 10,236 times. I've generated 1,089 emails. That is a conversion rate of 11%. And as a result of that, because I have it set up in a way to where it's optimized, and then at the same time, I have email sequences behind it. So, and I'm going to talk about that. I'll save that for just a second. But as a result of that, that has generated me $2,617.41. All right. So $2,617.41 through the leads that have been generated through Willio. Now, let's talk about why that's important. If I didn't have a system in place to be able to capture these emails, what would happen is those people would leave and that $2,600 would have never been in my bank account. I would have never captured it. There's a possibility that some of the people, they would have liked it anyway, right? They would have liked it and they would have went ahead and just moved forward and purchased. But there's some of those people who, just because they got the discount, may be one of the reasons that pushed them over the edge to purchase, right? And so that's what I'm talking about. Now, I mentioned to you before, it's not all about me just collecting the email address, but what I have is I have it set up in a way to where when that email address is collected, I have a couple of emails that go out to my customer list, right? And then basically those are the things that bring them back. So you have to think about this as well. Some people might get the discount, but they might not use it at that specific period of time. But if you email them a couple of times to remind them, right, then they'll come back and then they'll use it, right? And so you have to remember this as well. I want you to think to yourself, what do you remember the ads that you saw this morning? You probably don't. I know I don't. I've probably seen, I don't know, who knows how many ads I've probably saw today. I probably don't remember. I don't remember any of them as I'm thinking about it right now. So I want you to realize that people forget, man, and the whole name of the game when it comes down to e-commerce is making sure that you stay top of mind. So as I said, Willio is one of the tools that I love to use. It generates a lot of leads. The other thing is this. Now what happens is I told you I have 1,000 something emails that have opted in from that. So what happens now when we have a holiday coming around and I want to promote. Well, now I don't have to specifically run traffic. I will run traffic to get in front of them, but I'm not dependent on that because now I can send an email out. If I come out with a new t-shirt next week and I want to get back in front of them, now I have a direct channel to send an email out. When we get around to Black Friday and we get around to Christmas holiday and everybody is advertising online and CPMs are raising and different things like that, I don't have to solely depend on these specific channels like social media because I have a specific list that I can tap into as well. I could tell you over and over again on different Black Fridays and stuff how I've generated 10, 15, 30 different, dollar amounts just based off of emails that have been sent out because I had a list. So there's a phrase, a digital marketing 101 again. It says that the money is in the list. So you need to make sure that before you start running a lot of traffic, before you start doing all these different things and doing promotions and getting people on your website, you can still be successful, but it's icing on the cake when you're able to collect that data and collect those emails. And so just make sure you keep that in mind. I really want you to be able to maximize your profits, maximize your revenue as much as possible. And so that's why I wanted to have this talk to y'all today about generating emails. So go ahead, get some stuff into play. If you want to check out Willio, if you have Shopify, you can easily get it on the App Store and Shopify. There's a lot of other apps out there as well, right? There's several other apps that you're able to collect leads. And if you want to know how I set it up, the different settings that I use, the emails that I have on the back end of Willio, and how I just do it step by step so you don't have to guess, feel free to check me out, man. If you click the link below under the on the info section, I would love for you to come try out the Mastermind. We have a couple of different plans, whatever, works for your budget. But as far as the course and the online training, it's all there. I laid it out on the line so you can implement this stuff in your store and start pushing your brand forward. So I truly appreciate y'all, T-shirt millionaires. Thank you a ton. Thank you so much for supporting this show. Let me know in the comments, what type of content do you want to see? My whole goal right now, I'm thinking like, how can I just throw out these nuggets? How can I throw out these gems to the audience, outside of the regular interviews that we do, just to be able to feed you and give you something to say, hey, this is something that I can do. Let me go ahead and implement it. And so if you have any thoughts, feel free to put in the comments. If you want to check out the Mastermind, look below the video. You can check out the link, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside. As I always say, if you can see it with your mind's eye, one day you're going to be able to see it with your real eyes. Many blessings, T-shirt millionaires. I'll see y'all on the next episode. Peace.